satisfy the fans, you know. But let's say the truth, Errol Spence. You the truth. You got 3 belts, and you never seen Keith Thurman. That's the truth. Okay? So, look, man, I have the full capacity to become, you know, a world champion again.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So what you just heard was the voice of former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. Keith Thurman, 30 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'8" with a 69-inch arm reach. Keith Thurman, he discusses and says that it's been rocky times trying to get the biggest fight in the sport of boxing to fruition between undefeated unified WBC, WBA, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top 2 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., 28 wins, no losses, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach, an undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO World Boxing Organization welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is 38 wins, no losses, no draw, 29 big wins by way of knockout. He is 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. So today we had news that broke that from Dan RAFAEL, who stated that sources has told him that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are on the verge of finalizing a deal for the massive undisputed showdown, the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, for either November 12th or November 19th in Las Vegas, Nevada, with Amanda Stanionis, undefeated welterweight title contender, star boxer, on the undercard, possibly facing against undefeated welterweight superstar, title contender, Jaron Boots Ennis, who is 29 wins, no losses, no draw, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He is 25 years of age, 5'10.5" with a 74-inch arm reach. Okay, so we can possibly see Amanda Stanionis and Jaron Boots Ennis as the co-main event. Okay, this would be, you know, absolutely huge for Jaron Ennis. Okay, and for, you know, Stanionis, you know, and it would be, you know, huge for Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Okay, so it's looking like Amanda Stanionis, who is 14 wins, no loss, no draw, 9 wins by way of knockout. He is 27 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, could possibly face Jaron Boots Ennis. Okay, and Keith Thurman is throwing his hat in the ring, and Keith Thurman is saying that this fight has hit some snags, although Dan RAFAEL again has reported that, you know, he feels like he's being told that the fight is getting ready to be announced for November 12th or November 19th in Las Vegas, Nevada, for Undisputed, with Jaron Boots Ennis and Stanionis as the co-main event. Okay, with that said, you know, Keith Thurman, he says that he knows that, you know, there's problems getting the fight to fruition, and he's all been told that he's going to be the plan B, which is shocking because he was asked. Errol Spence stated, put out a statement that he has no interest in ever fighting Keith Thurman after Keith Thurman giving him a runaround since 2017 when he beat former IBF welterweight world champion British superstar boxer Special K. Kell Brook. And Keith Thurman unified the belts against 2-division world champion Puerto Rican superstar boxer Danny Swift Garcia. And Errol Spence had been pursuing, I actually, before that, Errol Spence has been pursuing a fight with Keith Thurman, but Keith Thurman kept giving the runaround and saying that, you know, Errol Spence needed to get a belt. Well, Errol Spence finally got a belt, and then what, Keith Thurman, he turned around and he said, you know, well, it's going to take some time to unify the belts, okay? So Errol Spence, they were featured on telecast on Showtime, on Fox, and Errol Spence was pressuring, aggressively pursuing Keith Thurman, and he never gave him the opportunity. So Errol Spence, he then stated he was never going to fight Keith Thurman ever. It wasn't never going to happen. Okay, and then Errol Spence, he stated that he don't even like the person that Keith Thurman is. And then there was reports, PBC, Premier Boxing Champion, founder advisor Al Heyman, in which Errol Spence and Keith Thurman both fight under that banner. They both fight on Showdown. Showdown president of sports, Stephen Espinosa. A poll was put up by the PBC with Errol Spence and Keith Thurman saying who want to see this fight. And Errol Spence, he immediately responded under the post, and he stated that PBC needs to take the L out of lover, meaning it's over, okay? And then now there was reports as recently as last week that it could possibly come to fruition, Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence, if Terence Crawford didn't agree. And Errol Spence took to his social media and he stated, when I said never, I meant it. Never gonna happen, okay? So Keith Thurman was asked today about, by Fight Hype and Marcos Villegas, about Errol Spence's comments, and Keith Thurman, he stated that Errol Spence is having a change of heart, and that Errol Spence said that Keith Thurman was still a viable option, and that he is the plan B if Terence Crawford falls through. Listen to what Keith Thurman had to say.
Prior history. I know you want that fight.
He said after my fight, after my performance earlier this year, okay, they asked him, he just said real short and quick and sweet, Keith Thurman is always a legitimate opponent. Period. Period. Point blank, period. That's all he had to say. He's done with that rah-rah, whatever. He knows. If the contract shows up, if the money's good, and the fight is right, we can make it happen any Saturday night. I mean, come on. And they're having problems right now. I don't have a fight right.
So he's saying they're having problems right now. He's talking about Terence Crawford, Errol Spence negotiation. So he's saying they're having problems right now, and I don't have a fight. So he's alluding to him being the plan B.
We can make it happen any Saturday night. I mean, come on. And they're having problems right now. I don't have a fight right now. Come on. You don't think I'm the fall guy? Because I think I'm the fall guy.
Have they told you you're the fall guy? Have they told you?
Huh?
Have they told you you're the fall guy? If this fight doesn't happen.
I'm saying, I don't got a contract. Where's my contract?
Yeah.
They keep waiting. I'm still waiting. Why? I don't know.
So Keith Thurman, he goes on. You can listen to this interview in its totality at Fight Hype on YouTube, Marcos Villegas. And, Keith Thurman, he goes on. He, continues to allude that, he's the plan B. Okay. If the fight, falls through, he's calling himself the fall guy. If the fight falls through, he's the next option. And so he's saying that Errol Spence is essentially, says that he's still a viable option. And if the money is right and the contract comes across the table, Errol Spence will make the fight. I still like the fight. If Terence Crawford, Errol Spence doesn't get made for November 12th or November 19th, and, Errol Spence is waiting for that fight because Errol Spence, he wants to become undisputed. We heard Brian Bomac McIntyre recently. He stated that, they have, the leverage because they have what Errol Spence wants, okay, which is the WBO title. So, obviously Errol Spence, he set out, the goal was to become undisputed. Terence Crawford has already accomplished being undisputed, but he wants to become a multi-division undisputed world champion. He's actually stated he wanted to be a 3-division undisputed champion. So it just makes sense, but Terence Crawford now is a network promotional free agent, okay? So the fight should be easy to be had and be made, okay? So Dan RAFAEL, he's reporting November 12th or November 19th, with Stanionis possibly facing Jerome Buzin's the co-main event. That would be absolutely enormous. This is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, and everybody wants to see it. So Keith Thurman being the plan B, Keith Thurman has been inactive. Since 2017, he unified the belts. He's fought twice in 2019 and once in 2022. So since 2017, we are 5 years Okay, 5 years. Keith Thurman has fought 3 times in 5 years. Okay, and he's shown vulnerabilities in all 3 of those fights. The first fight was Josito Lopez. The second fight was the Manny Pacquiao fight, in which he lost. He was hurt badly to the body. He was hurt badly by Josito Lopez. And the third fight was this past February 5th against Mario Barrios, and he was badly hurt in that fight. The style of Errol Spence, the aggression, the big physical nature of Errol Spence leads me to believe that Errol Spence just might stop Keith Thurman. But Keith Thurman is saying that he's the plan B. Still a good fight, still a big fight. At one point in time, it was the fight to be made. It was the big fight, the biggest fight in the welterweight division, Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. The fight everybody wanted to see. Since then, inactivity has allowed Terence Crawford to surpass Keith Thurman. So we got to see how this unfolds and plays out. But Keith Thurman is saying that he's the fall guy, he's the plan B, if this fight don't come to fruition November 12th, November 19th. So let's see how this all unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.